Hello, Silverheads. It's Greg Allison, Green Greg's back in Bama with news. Nuke war news. The Taliban seeks nuclear weapons, and Kim Jong-un accuses the United States of trying to assassinate him, or North Korea did, with biochemical weapons. And that is a provocation. I've often taught you guys and said many times that in a state like that, a cult of personality especially, it's all about the dear leader. It's not about the people, and they will go nuclear to save the government that they have. It's all about the preservation of government, not the preservation of the country. That's the way it is with so many of these countries, so many of these governments, what we might call regimes. All governments are regimes. So, welcome to Nuke War News, extra late live with Green Greg's here. And we're going to keep it a little brief tonight because I got in late, very late, and I am getting ready to, I got to fix things up. I'm not even ready. I can't even go to bed for a bit. I got things to do, guys. But there's a lot of news cracking, and I'm going to do a special probably tomorrow on Chinese spy balloons. Yes, it's just come out. The Chinese have actually been found from their own documentation to be developing their spy balloons to aid in their hypersonic missile program, as I predicted in some of my earlier videos, especially the ones where I talked about their threat to aircraft carriers. Oh, yeah. So watch out, guys. I'm going to have to come back to you guys again with this, with a kind of a I told you so video. But holy smoke, guys, it's beginning to creak out. Some of these things I've been talking about is indeed coming out. They're making stories out of this stuff. So believe it or not, sorry for coming in here so late. I am one to see who's in the chat room. This will probably be mainly a video for the Coffee Breakfast Club members who like to watch this thing in the morning. Not that we have a specific club for that, but we just have a lot of people that watch in the wee hours to see the latest news about things happening. And we've already got 37 in the room. Looks like maybe more than that. It tells me 42 right now. So I'm going to go in here and we're going to look at some of the news. I'm back. I got over that cold that I had when I was in Arizona. I got over it when I was in Arizona, by the way. And I've had a lot of you guys chipping in and helping me out. And I really appreciate that. So good morning, everybody, and happy December. Hopefully this will be a good December to remember, not a bad one. But holy smoke, guys, the things going on in the world right now are stark. They are sobering, if there's ever been anything like that before. So let me, and I see we got Michelle Young, quite a few of our regulars in, even though it's crazy late. I assume we're going to get a lot of people from overseas, around the world. And so we're all in this together, guys. We all breathe the same air. It circulates around the same planet. We're all in this together. So, hey, Arnold. So hang on, guys. Hold on to your hat. I'm going to be in Alabama just probably for a few days, and I'm probably turning around and heading back to Arizona. So let's get into the news here. I'm going to do a share in a second just to show you this stuff that I don't make it up. Although I am the one that come up with this stuff on the Chinese spy balloon. I came up with a unique angle. I broke the news on that. And guess what? We're beginning to find out that stuff's true. I'm going to have to do a dedicated video on that. Special dedicated video. But, guys, that is very stark. So stay tuned. Here's another thing. I am losing subscribers month after month here the last 2 or 3 months. I've lost a lot of subscribers. I'm about to be back in the 66,000 again. I almost got to 67.3, and it's been plummeting. So help me. Share my videos. Comment in the comments. Hit the like. Help this channel out, guys. You know, a lot of you guys tell me you like the channel, but you know the platform is not our friend. You know, they don't want to hear some things, and maybe some of you guys don't like what I'm bringing to you. If not, tell me what and why. But guys, you know, I've been out in Arizona in the desert in a van, and it's not been easy to bring news to you. And you know, it's been a challenge, a big challenge for me, and I've been juggling a lot of stuff. So all right, let's get into the news here. I'm going to hit the share screen. Ding, 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 ding. And we'll go straight to the news. Then we'll look at some chat stuff here. And I will share if our good friend from down under comes in who brings me all the knives. I will show you what Rodney Middleton has sent me. If not, I'll wait till a live session where he's in here. All righty. Taliban looking to access nuclear weapons Afghan spy chief says. This is from Sputnik, India. But this is occurred. This has been in several different news sources. This comes from like I said, an ex-Afghan spy chief, guys. But this article, these stories, what they're going into is, discussions about, well, how's the Taliban going? Well, I've seen more in-depth articles. This is not the most in-depth article I've seen on this. I've seen articles pontificating on, well, how's the Afghans going to make a nuke? They're not going to make a nuke. Maybe they will. We can't discount it, they say in some of these articles, but on the same accord, they're really questioning. Guys, they don't have to make one. There is a nuclear power that's very unstable right next door to them. It's called Pakistan. And I've already shared with you where the Pakistanis said their nukes are Muslim nukes. They're not just for Pakistan. And Pakistan has Taliban in some of their regions of the country already. Pakistan is very unstable as a nation, and they have quite a few nukes already. So the idea that the Taliban might get a nuke, look what they got in terms of NATO, American military hardware. The Taliban got strengthened by our presence and the way we withdrew, thanks to the current President Potato Head, I guess, more than anything else. But YT is purging dormant channels. Well, I don't think we're dormant here. Are we dormant, New Days? I hope this channel is not dormant. We might not have been as active as we were because I've not been putting a video out every day. I didn't get a video out night before last because somebody made a phone call to me. All it takes is a 30-minute phone call. Sometimes it knocks me out of doing the entire show. But, it was important stuff, and it's stuff that we're going to cover down the road. Another special I got to put together on what's crumbling inside this country in terms of education, and not just at collegiate level. We're talking high schools and lower, and why it is such a threat to our society and what we need to do about it. I'm going to be covering that and putting an angle on that. So I got a lot of material to cover. I hope I can get out here and do this and get this material to you. I got a short time before I turn and burn and head back to Arizona. So anyway, guys, Taliban is a organization that lives by jihad. There's things this article is not telling you on it, by the way. They are a jihad-centric organization. For them to have nuclear weapons will be exceedingly testy to the world, especially the United States, maybe Israel. This is going to be something that we are going to have to be very, very conscious of. Google email is deleting unused email. Yeah, email addresses. Yeah, and they're also deleting old email, guys. If you got old email on Google, it's gone or about to be. Was it the 5th of December? Anyway, guys, that's another story. But this is coming from many sources. So I just wanted to show it to you from Sputnik. Because y'all tell me, don't tell me that I just get my news from one source, okay? And here it is. North Korea accuses U.S. of biochemical plot to take out Kim Jong-un. Like I said, these countries are about the preservation of their government, of their system, not the country, not the people. It's about preservation of power. And that might help you understand a lot of what's going on even here in the United States. Those who have the jobs in the government, they want to keep them. Those that have power want to keep it wherever they are. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And Jason Avers and I of Green Country Agroforestry have been talking about potentially doing a series of interviews talking about power, the threats of power, and overbearing governance. So that is something else I want to bring to you when I get an opportunity to, hey, new subscriber in Rose Bourne. Thank you, Rose. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. We are a family here on Green Greg's, and you'll see that when you come to a lot of our live sessions. You'll discover that. And CM3 is welcome. And Rose, thank you, Rose, for joining us. So anyway, this is something that's very serious because Kim Jong-un is a guy who grew up kind of like a child. You know how child actors' whole sense of the world becomes highly distorted. Their sense of reality, their worldview is extremely distorted, especially when everybody tells them what they want to hear. This man sees himself as kind of a god. And he, his dad was, a fan of cartoon characters. He was kind of a cartoon character himself in a sad sort of a way. But Kim Jong-un and his sister's a lot scarier than him, by the way. His sister will scare the pants out of you. But this guy, he is very unstable. He is a man like him to have that kind of power and have the weapons he has, and to have the notion, be it true or not, whether this is true or not, he has the perception, or at least they've announced he has the perception, that we have tried to assassinate him. That is exceedingly dangerous. Even if they're making this up, just the fact they come out with this is highly suggestive that they might use it as an excuse to do something radical. What might they do? I don't know, guys. Thank you for sharing the Chinese threat of battle balloons, New Days. There's also one video in that series I did on, and maybe that's the one. There's also a video in that series that I did about their threat to our aircraft carriers. That one might be a little closer to the one that I will be doing hopefully tomorrow. Good Lord willing. But tomorrow I've also got to pay some bills, and I got to catch up on some day job work that I've had a hard time performing my day job working out of a coffee shop. Nothing bad about the coffee shop. The Purgatory is a great place. I love it. I love the people there. I love the Purgatory. If you're ever in Snowflake, Arizona, go see the Purgatory. Go in there and tell them that I sent you. But it's a great place. I thoroughly enjoy it, but it's hard to concentrate on detailed electronic schematics, and there's a lot of people around you talking. And that's just, some people can do it better than others. I'm one of these guys who everything catches my attention, and it's very hard for me to focus unless I'm in a very quiet place when I'm doing that kind of work. Maybe that's my problem. But there's everybody's got different kind of input filters. Some people can focus in a hurricane. I am a guy who, if a bird tweets 20 miles away, I probably catches my attention if I can hear it. I'm really deaf though, unfortunately. So anyway, so guys, this is serious. This is very serious. Between the news on the Taliban and this news on Kim Jong-un, this really raises the threat of the nuclear specter in front of us. The threat of nuclear war is existent. Let's hope it don't come to pass. But when you look at all the stuff going on with Russia and Ukraine, when you look at the stuff going on with the potential war we may get into with Iran, the potential we may get into war with North Korea and China, guys, there's just too many variables at play here. Too many nuclear powers rattling sabers on the verge of conflict. It's not a good thing, even if things happen. I'm saying, Colorado Jan, good to see you joining us so late here. Appreciate you, Colorado Jan. All righty, guys. So let's kind of move on here. This makes you think it's really time to prep. Well, guess what? Fortunately, My Patriot Supply has come out with their $200 off special again. They had dropped it for a bit. I didn't think it was going to come back because everything's been going up. Yet now you once again can get a 3-month supply of food that lasts 25 years, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for only $597. That may sound like a lot of money, but for 3-month supply that lasts 25 years, that is not a lot of money. This stuff is hermetically sealed in hermetically sealed pouches. You can bury this stuff. It's easy to use for caches. And if you don't like this kind of stuff, there's all kind of other supplies here at My Patriot Supply. Use my link, go to prepwithgreg.com and hit the you can hit this logo and go in here and buy all kind of other prepping supplies, Christmas gifts. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. They got a lot water filtration. You got to get your water filtration, your air purification. There's other survival items in here that you can check out and just see if something suits you. See if something tickles your fancy in there. As you know, we are deployed around the world with a lot of aircraft carriers. We've got these guys over here The Dwight D. Eisenhower is in the Persian Gulf. We got Pat, however you say this, Pat Forsois, I don't know. We've got two groups down here and off Iran. We got the Gerald Ford. Of course, this is USS Mesa Verde is our top-notch electronics warfare platform, naval platform ship. And a lot of other, we just got the seas full, guys. We are prepared for something. Anyway, we don't need to go through all that. Excuse me. Hang on. Yeah, I didn't want to hit that one yet. Let's go back over here. Record 50 million immigrants in U.S. spiked by illegal surge under who? 50 million. Guys, this is 15% of our population. You realize our elections have been year on year out just on the knife's edge. What does this do to us as a nation? Now, hey, I got nothing against Mexicans. I got nothing against South Americans. You get a lot of good people there. I tell you, there's good people in every country, in every village, hamlet, of every race, color, creed. There is. However, you get things like Venezuela opening up their prisons and just sending everybody up here. Why should they have to pay to keep their prisoners and feed them when they can just send them to the United States? And of course, if you're a prisoner in Venezuela and you got the chance of being a prisoner in one of the poorest countries in the world that should be rich because they're so rich in oil, but their communist government don't work. If you got a choice between being a prisoner there and opportunity to break across our border, what are you going to do? You're going to go for the border. So, and then you got all these Hamas. You've got China, military age young Chinese coming across. Our borders we need to know who's coming across. We need to vet people coming in this country. Do we need workers? Of course we do. But we need to vet who comes in this country. Just having the borders wide open, having people pouring in like this, amongst that 50 million, how many people coming across are somewhat less than our best friends? How many people coming across? How hard would it be to slip people in this country that intend to do ill will to us when you got that many coming in? The opportunities are way too big. Well, thank you, Michelle Young. Salute Michelle Young. I didn't make it home safely. I've been in the airports all day long today. I started out at dark and I ended way after dark. So yeah, it's been a long, long day running through airports. My old knees and ankles and the feet are killing me. Anyway, enough said for all that. Here we go. Central banker says crypto miserably failed the test of money, but it will make the way for what? CBDCs. Wow, guys. You see what they're trying to do? They're trying to put that on almost everywhere we want to go. That's where I wanted to come to this. That's why you need to consider Defy the Grid, guys. And that's a good name for the company, Defy the Grid. If you go to defythegrid.com, they got a deal here. Find a better match guarantee, find a better price, call us today, we'll meet it or beat it. What do they sell? Bullion, coins, gold bars. You can get silver coins. I mean, you can get silver, gold, and platinum in coins, bullion, or however you want it. What I like is the gold backs. I'm quite fond of the gold backs because they're a fungible form of gold, pure gold, that is something you can stick in your wallet. So if you use the code GREENGREGS when you get gold backs, you can get 1% off. So use GREENGREGS as your discount code buying any of this stuff here, whether you want the bars, the bullions, or coin. But that price guarantee, well, how do you beat it? Anyway, so there you go, guys. So back over to this immigration thing. Guess what? In immigration, I'm kind of skipping around. I thought I had these better organized. Guess what? Henry Kissinger, Mr. Bilderberg himself, the protege, the mentor of none less than the House of Klaus, if you know what I mean, the Schwaber guy, Schwab the Deck Klaus. he has actually recanted some things that he had been saying, and he's actually been in a process of that of the last few years. He actually said, he's the guy that said that one day, we would welcome the blue hats. Hey, CM3, yes, love is the answer. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I've taught in this channel many, many times. That's why I did that video, Rage to Love. But some of y'all might not like that, but that was my little poem. But it was a sung, kind of a sung poem that had a point to it. But guys, so here you are. Henry Kissinger has actually said that for Germany, taking in all the immigrants was a big mistake because it's changing who the country is. Well, if that applies to Germany, does that apply to the United States? Just asking a question. You tell me what you think. If you think this applies to the United States, put a 1 in the chat. Let's see. If you think this lesson applies to the United States, put a 1 in chat. If you don't think it applies, put a 2. Let's tell me where you stand on this. Let me know what you think, because I think this is interesting. Because as you know, the Bilderberg group pushed for globalism and what? Open borders. Open borders. Why open borders? Because they wanted nations to lose their identity. They want people to lose their identity as a nation. Why? It makes it easier for people like the House of Klaus to push the ism global. I'm saying it backwards here. But you see what I'm saying, guys? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 1s. Yeah, so people think it applies to the United States. It seems that some of you guys are on that kick there. We're not going to go so late tonight, guys. So it's really late already. Okay, I say we're not going to go so late. We've started extremely late. The latest I probably ever started a live video. And we don't have a ton of people. We don't have hundreds, but we got 114 in here. That's good. So time to boycott Elon's boycotters. I go along with that. But I also say it's time to boycott the people that supposedly advertise on this platform who don't want people coming on here telling you to kind of, well, I got to be careful. Yeah, we need to extend these boycotts. People in organizations and companies that don't want the a well-rounded perspective, let's say, put out there. Maybe it's time to boycott a lot of them. Maybe it's time to be heard. Just like people, you guys have made your voice count. You were heard when it come to Bud Light, and things like that. You've shown the power of the people. The power is with you, because every time you spend your dollar on something, you're voting for it. When you withhold your dollar and don't spend it on something, you're no longer voting for that thing. And suddenly, if y'all in mass decide, hey, we don't want that, it's going to hurt them. That even caused BlackRock, Larry Fink, to step back on his ESG stuff a lot, because he realized how bad it was hurting BlackRock and all the companies invested in, even though I think his heart is still there. Missing Desert Rose. Oh, is Desert Rose okay? Yeah, we started really late. So let's hope Desert Rose is okay. She's a sweetheart. All righty, guys. So space weather. Guys, we have solar storms coming. And we just had a CME hit the Earth. We're talking about cannibal storms. The sun just kicked out a bunch of them, and it looks like one may overpower the other and create a cannibal CME, which is multiple storm clouds hitting us at once, possibly sometime today. And they're talking about a possible strong G3 class storm. What's a G3? It's already a strong storm. They're talking about a strong G3. What happens? Power systems are at risk. Voltage corrections may be required. False alarms triggered on some protected devices. Spacecraft operations may have, your spacecraft may have surface charging on them, which can cause a lot of problems. It can create more drag that pull them out of orbit. Elon Musk Starlink satellites might be dropping. Intermittent satellite navigation, low frequency radio navigation problems may occur. So there's a potential that this is not a Carrington event, we don't think, but or anything like that. But we're talking some very strong storms. If you look at the surface of the sun right now, she's active. Look at all those sunspots. She's pretty active. They said we're going to reach an early solar maximum, but some actually postulate that we may have a prolonged solar maximum, which means more storms, which means more chances for bad things to happen to our grid. Now, you can have a Carrington event at any point in the solar cycle, but they're more probable when you're having more solar storms. Just bear that in mind. It can happen anytime, anytime. However, when you got more storms, the likelihood goes up. So just keep that in mind, guys. It would really look like we were heading for a grand solar minimum. And maybe this is a hiccup in that path because there were some bigger trends that made people forecast that. However, I did a video back a couple of years ago where I was showing some scientists that talked about how given the shortness of the last solar cycle, all their data indicated every time that happened, you had a real strong next cycle with the sun. And it appears they were right. So that's, the sun is a lot more active than they thought it would be. And what does that mean? It means the cosmic rays are dropping in their intensity. And that means that there's a little bit less cloud nucleation going on. And so that promotes warming temporarily. So what's it going to be overall in terms of grand solar minimum? We'll just have to see what the next cycle does. I don't know at this point. We're kind of in uncharted territory. Like I said, there had been trends that were indicating we were going toward a grand solar minimum, but then we had this little hiccup in the system. What does that mean? You tell me. But what I can tell you is that the chances of a coronal mass ejection that could take out our power grid are all too existent. They're too good. They're too high. So we are at risk, guys. This is all the more reason to prep and prepare. The potential of satellites going dead. That's right, Arnold. That is absolutely true. So earthquakes. Holy smoke. Look at the earthquake map. Well, we just got a bunch of fresh ones. There's some big ones going on, guys. Look up here in Alaska. 5.0. Wow, we got a bunch of fresh ones. Wow, we got a whole bunch of them here close to San Andreas. We got the San Diego Plate. Here's another big one up here in Aleutian Islands, ADAC, where the Japanese helped American territory briefly in World War II and was taken from them. 5.0 there. Wow. Here's a 5.0 in Indonesia. And we got a whole bunch of them right here in what we now know is a sunken continent. New Zealand or whatever they call it. Yeah, let's see if we can, whoop, I was trying to focus in here. Yeah, the earthquakes are kind of going off the charts here. Let's see if I can scroll this down. Every time I try to scroll down, it goes back. So I just pull it around. Puerto Rico's rocking. And Puerto Rico always has a lot of earthquakes, but that is quite a few in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico area is rocking. And the island's just above Puerto Rico, too. Look up here. This is up in the Virgin Islands. Wow, a lot of activity in the Virgin Islands, guys. Virgin Islands are really popping. So Panama's got one. Bolivia's got an earthquake. Not so much off the Andes and West Coast plate here, but look here. Utah. Hey, Granny Atlanta, is she with us? There's a couple of them right here in Utah. Of course, here in West Texas and New Mexico, there's always a bunch of them in this area. White City, New Mexico, Toya, Texas, one a little bit east of there. I think these are fracking probably. Well, look down here, guys. There's two of them right here in Southern California. There's the outer one. Let's see, how come I can't click the outer one? There we go. 4.8. And how do you pronounce that? Cotillo. I don't know how to pronounce that. Here we got 2.7 off Oregon. And what's up, Chewy? This is in your neighborhood. Is Chewy Weather with us tonight? This one's right on the San Andreas Fault right here. 2.5 in a row. Well, look at all these that are around the San Andreas. Is the San Andreas getting ready to pop? I hope not, but it will sooner or later. Probably the longer it waits, the worse it's going to be, guys. Here. 5.0 off Fiji. Just a lot of earthquakes over there. 5 point, that's the one in Indonesia. China is shaking and quaking. 4.6 Sichuan. 4.3 Eastern Sichuan up here in Inner Mongolia. In China, part of Mongolian territory that China holds. The Myanmar, Burma. Turkey is cooking. 4.5. Greece. 4.2. All right, guys. Of course, we got Iceland, got volcanoes. A lot of stuff's happening right now. A lot of volcanoes are active. I thought about doing just a video on volcanoes. Hadn't had a chance yet. Windy. Let's look at the weather, folks. We got a lot of weather going on right now. Look at all the snow in the Rockies. West Coast, all around. We'll zoom in on where I just left out of. For all you people that think Arizona's hot, well, it tends to be kind of, well, Phoenix is down to 53. I was there today. I flew from Show Low to Phoenix, then to Charlotte. Now look here around Show Low. They got snow just east of Show Low, 32. Holbrook's 35. It's the county seat of Navajo County. Snowflake is 34. I've spent a lot of 20-degree nights over here in the last couple months, the last month or two. 28 in Flagstaff. Well, look at all this snow up in here, guys. Farmington, New Mexico, up here in Colorado, over here in Utah. I hear they're expecting a couple of feet of snow up in around Salt Lake City. Somebody told me. One of my contacts there just told me they're expecting a couple of feet. We got snow all over the country, guys. It's that global warming. It's that white global warming is about to freeze us to death. And storms in Arkansas. Michelle, how you doing with all the weather there? Granny is with us. There you go. Is Chewy with us? I guess Chewy's with us. Somebody mentioned Chewy. So, yeah, Chewy, you got the earthquakes. Well, look here. Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, all got a lot of rain. I guess that rain must be coming my way. We're getting a few drops here this evening right after I got back here in good old Hunts Patch area. That's where I flew into. Hunts Patch, Alabama. I say Hunts Patch because that's something they used to call a long time ago. I had flown into Charlotte. That's 37 in Charlotte. Yeah, it's kind of cool there. I was surprised how cool Charlotte was. I was happy that Phoenix was a little cooler than normal because I just left a cool area up around Show Low. Let's go up the North Coast. Boston, 43. New Jersey. Got a bunch of 30s. Trenton. Atlantic City's 46. Down on Atlantic. Mount Olive, 35. Let's see. Yorktown, 35. Albany, 35. Let's get up here into Maine. Let's zoom in a little more. Houghton, Maine, freezing, 32. Hey, Nightman's wife, good to see you. I didn't expect to see you this late, Nightman's wife. She sent me a electric blanket that warms from a cigarette lighter. She sent me some hand warmers and a little can of that, was it Sterno, that canned heat type stuff. She's really worried about me in my van. So that stuff is still in my van, and that van is still in snowflake area of Arizona. So all that stuff will be waiting on me when I get back into the area. So thank you, Nightman's wife. Do we have Rodney Middleton in the house? Is Rodney with us? I'll wait till he's in and I'll show you. Hey, Angie, wow, you're up late here. I'm back in Bama, Angie. I'm back in your neighborhood. She's in the same neighborhood I'm in. You're up late, Angie. Nightman's wife's up late. She's East Coast. She's down in this area. Let's go down here and look around here. Lake City is 53. That sounds kind of balmy to me right now. All right, we'll come down to Florida. Palm Beach is 73. Fort Lauderdale 70. Miami 73. Nice down in there. Let's look at the Space Coast. Stellite Beach 71. Titusville 68. Check out Dixie Crossroads in Titusville if you ever get down there, folks. Dixie Crossroads is a nice restaurant. Get rock shrimp, kind of like lobster. They serve it, you eat it with butter like lobster. Rock shrimp at Dixie Crossroads in Titusville. If you've never been to Dixie Crossroads and you're in Titusville, go there. So, Destin 68, Pensacola 66, Montgomery 48. Look up here in Michelle's neighborhood. Quite a bit of rain up in there. Like I said, I suppose it's all coming this way. Imagine all that went through Jason Avers' community. Looks like they still got a little rain up in northern Oklahoma. All right. Lost Wages is 44. Lost Angels is 53. Eugene, 41. Here, 26 in Bend, Oregon. Portland, 37. Let's go up here. Look here in Alberta, where Arnold's at. Peace River, 14. High level, 5 degrees. This is Fahrenheit. They like to go by Celsius up there. Sorry about that, Arnold. Yeah, it's kind of cool up in that area. Calgary's 19. Hinton's 10. 10 in Hinton. Anybody in Vancouver? 35 in Vancouver. Of course, we got to go up here to Alaska. You got anybody from Alaska tonight? We usually do. Seward, 25. Homer, 34. Kodiak, 35. Valdez, 26. Anchorage, 25. Fairbanks, 17. Delta Junction, 17. Man, I used to live right here. Delta Junction and Fairbanks are both at 17. I've seen a lot colder than that up there. 8 degrees up here at the pass in the Brooks Range. 12 over. Dead Horse is 8 degrees. 8 degrees and Dead Horse. That'd kill a horse for sure. 8 degrees. I wonder if they named it Dead Horse because somebody took some horses up there and they didn't survive. Why would you name it Dead Horse? Minus 17 here in Siberia. Look at that. All right, Siberia is getting cold. Minus 26. Now we're talking. Minus 26 in a couple of places in Siberia. Here at the first day of October, minus 26 or minus 29 over here. Guys, we might be in for a heck of a minus 40, minus 42. Wow. Minus 42 on the first day of December in Siberia, minus 42 degrees. That's the coldest I've seen in a while. I don't believe we've seen this in a while on these maps. So guys, we may be in for a cold winter. You guys ready for a cold winter? Hey, we got Norway in the house. Oh, we'll go over to Norway and see what it's doing in Norway. We get Norway in the house a lot. 5 degrees up here, 21 there. Oslo 17. A balmy 25 in Stavanger. I don't know, probably murdered that name. Copenhagen's 30 down here. Stockholm over in Sweden's 30. 14 over here. Wow. Well, how's Putin doing? 23 in Putin land. Putin land is 23. Poland, 17, 19, 28. Kyiv, 32. All right. Minsk up here is 21. Glasgow's 26. Ingles 37, Dublin's 32. All right. London, 28 in London. Wow. Paris is 35. We got anybody from, well, sometimes we get somebody from France. We ain't anybody from France for a while. We used to get a guy from France coming in a lot. Joan, when the icebergs melt, it allows all that cold to come down here. All right. Beirut is 64. Jordan over here, got 57 there. Yeah, Iran's mostly in the 50s. Let's go down to down under. Let's see. Nice and warm in India, 70s and 80s all over India. India tends to be a hot place a lot. Got all the raining around Indonesia. Wow, guys. 88 in Quezon City. Let's see. Davao, 80. Nice and balmy in the Philippines. Maybe that's where I should go and winter over in the Philippines. It's always nice and warm in the Philippines until the Chinese go at it. It might get too warm. All right. Canberra, the capital city of Australia, 71. Sydney, 71. Guys are about to hit summertime down there. It's late spring. Melbourne, 70. Hobart, 61. Perth, 91 in Perth. Wow. Alice Springs is 86. Up here we got 102. And Weepa, 88. All right. New Zealand, Walton, 55. Christchurch, 55. Dunedin, 53. New Plymouth, 62. Auckland, 66. Yeah. All right, guys. We can see all that there. You know what we didn't do? We didn't look at asteroids on space weather. Let's go down and look at asteroids. I forgot about that. Nothing really shocking here in the asteroid world. I don't see anything coming between the Earth and the moon. Has anybody told Steve Bannon and Israeli News Live that we're not getting rocked by asteroids? They're not hitting us all over the planet right now? Anyway, yeah. Poor feller. He needs to fire his advisors. So there we are, guys. That's kind of the around the world in a few minutes. It is minus 17 degrees C in western Alberta. Is it minus 17? Am I reading that right, Arnold? 1 inch of snow on the ground, 7 degrees C expected on Tuesday. A to Z says, Lee claims he trained us airborne rangers at Fort Benning. Did he? A to Z, did he train you? We're supposed to get rain for the next couple of days here in Alabama. I don't doubt that. It looks like it because all that stuff in Arkansas will be coming this way. Christians are now the endangered species all over the world. It's heading that way in a hurry. There you go, Angie. Yeah, he's on our side. So there we go. It's always a cold winter up here, starting the week of Halloween until April. I guess so in Maine. Maine is kind of like the East Coast version of Alaska. They even got moose up there. The moose is loose in the hoose. All right, guys, if you ever drive and you see a moose, walk up the side of the road, come to a complete stop, and wait and let that moose cross the road. Well, let me stop the share here. Hello. Once again, if you ever see a moose, you're driving out and you see a moose come up to the road, just stop. Well, that moose is going to look at you and it's going to wait till you're right in front of it. It's going to step out in front of you, whether you're driving or not. So just stop and let it cross the road because you don't want to hit a moose. Their legs are higher than the hood of your vehicle and they weigh a ton or more. And you don't want all that coming in your windshield. It would make for a very bad day. And if you just bumped into it such that it wouldn't come in your windshield, you're probably going to total your vehicle, and the moose will probably just look at you, swish its tail, and move on. And a guy told me that one time. He said he hit one. Very low, low velocity. He said just tore his vehicle all to pieces. He said that moose just looked at him, swished his tail, and walked off. Wow. Anyway, guys, so that's what you got to look at, guys. So let's see what folks are saying. They will take your car out. They sure will. They sure will. A little white-tailed deer will do a lot of damage to your car. Just imagine what a moose would do. Holy smoke. Yeah. In Alaska, if you hit a moose, you don't get to keep it. They turn it, they give the meat to the poor people. Something like they used to when I was up there. So, yeah, because they didn't want people going moose hunting with cars. That's why they wouldn't let you keep the moose meat if you hit it with a vehicle. Of course, anybody be a fool to try to hit a moose with a car because you're playing with your life, guys. That is insane. Moose, wolves, bear, deer, coyotes, seals, otters, we have it all. You know what? I don't have seals and otters or moose in Arizona, but we got elk, mule deer, white-tailed deer, antelope, wolves, coyotes, bears, and peccary, and we've got the mountain lions, cougars. Yeah, in fact, a neighbor of mine told me that one took a dump on their back porch in the middle of the daytime. A cougar jumped on their back porch and did its business, even with the dog in the house in the middle of the day. So they're there. So you got to be careful, guys. You got to stay aware of predators, whether it be on 2 legs or 4 legs, and I'm a lot more worried about the 2-legged predators than I am the 4-legged ones. Lots of rats in DC. Yes, yes. The 2-legged ones, again, are the worst ones. 2-legged rats, 2-legged predators. That's what you got to watch out for, my friends. Oh, my coffee got cold already. Just poured it. It's kind of cool in the house here. All I got is a little space heater. So, peccary, any good eat? I don't know. Now I ate one. I'm not eating one, guys. I didn't think there were any peccary in my part of Arizona because it don't show in the range mouse, but I've had somebody tell me, oh, they're here. So they said they've seen them. But I think my part of Arizona is not typical for peccary. They're usually, down in the valley further south. And there's a lot of rats in the desert in Arizona, lots of rats. So 4-legged kinds. Had a moose in my yard last night. Wow, Mr. Peeps, where you from? So, all right, it's getting toward 3 o'clock. I'm going to end this video in a minute, guys. I just want to come in here and bring you guys the news. If you're just joining, the news is that the Taliban is seeking a nuke, according to I'm going to just come back to the article. We'll hit the share screen again. Share screen, ding, 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 ding. We're going to come back over to that just a second. I got stuff in the way of what I'm trying to do here. This is some Sputnik, but this has been in several different sources. Taliban looking to access tactical nuclear weapon. So, guys, this is some serious stuff from that, and Kim Jong-un, North Korea, claiming that we've tried to take him out with biochemical weapon. Well, this is all very, very, very serious allegations, guys. Even if you don't believe it, what are they using this for? What excuse will they use this for? What action might they take? And if he does believe it, then watch out. CJ Arnold, don't buy the fear. Talk to us, CJ. What fear are we buying? What I'm telling you guys is to get ready, to be prepared, because we live in perilous times. If you're prepared, you don't have to be scared. Don't be scared. Be prepared. That's what we're all about here, is to be prepared for the worst. If you're not prepared for the worst, then God help you. He may not. God helps them that helps themselves. It's one story I've often heard. So if you're he tells people to trim their wicks, right? He don't do it for you. He tells you what to do. He sends people in the world, prophets, to tell you what to do. I'm not a prophet, but common sense says there's certain things you ought to do, like trimming that wick. Anyway, man, that's what minus 13C. Well, Arnold, that's pretty darn cold. That's pretty darn cold. So yeah, that's centigrade below freezing. Centigrade degrees are bigger than Fahrenheit degrees. So it's pretty chilly up there. All righty, let's just see what some other things said here in the chat room. Cisco Kid, John Baxter, how you doing? Norway. Joan, Marvin Fun Time. All right. All right, Nightman's wife, I'm good for right now. I had to go buy some blankets just for here because I took all my blankets with me to Arizona. They're in my van. I brought one back. I brought some luggage. So I brought back the wool blanket I got from Nate at Canadian Prepper. I got a wool blanket from Canadian Prepper's store. Check him out, guys. I don't get any kickback from that, but Nate's a good guy. So check him out. I have bought stuff from that store, and I will buy more. So, Angie, oh, you just woke up? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I hope I didn't wake you up. Yeah, well, I hadn't gone to bed yet. Lots of storms, says Michelle Young. I bet you got a lot of storms. I don't doubt that. And I guess they're all coming here. Tracy, Broken Wing, good morning to you. Storming all day, says Michelle Young. Cha-Cha, how you doing, Cha-Cha? Good to see you. Stan Granville, good to see you. John says, why the Washington Gap and Quake report? I don't know. That'd be a good one for Chewy Weather. Be a good question for him. He's actually kind of talked about that some. And sometimes there's a big gap and stuff. Bugger Dog, Nixon only got credit for ping pong game. The ping pong game, Green Lightning. Ping pong game. Yeah, I remember when old movie the Forrest Gump, you know, what he did, played ping pong with a Chinese. So there we go, guys. Michelle and CM3 both give a super chat. Sasquatch Moon, so glad you're safe and warm and feeling better. Booger Dog, the tectonic plate activity and volcanic activity result of 15 plus year trend of axial deviation was caused by geomagnetics. I don't doubt that. Something going on, guys. Liked and shared. Thank you, CM3. There you go. CM3 says, love to all who enter here. Well, that is sweet. Amen, guys. Amen, amen, amen. Whoa. It's trying to get me to take some action. I don't want to take it. Just trying to scroll. Sometimes when I scroll my fingers, it wants to take action on folks. Sometimes our mods do that accidentally, and I might too. Well, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Flip to the side. Just trying to scroll. This thing's hypersensitive. All right. So, guys, I'm also going to do some videos about hope, too. Because our kids need hope. Our kids are lost. Our kids in this country are lost, and we're not helping them. It's something we got to do. We need hope in this country. So I'm going to talk more about that, too. The thing is, how long are you going to be in Alabama? I may be leaving Wednesday. I got looks like I may have a good crew of people, not this weekend, but the next weekend, to get this wall up. It sounds like I may have a really good crew, but it's going to depend on weather. If the weather is junky, I'm not going to go out there. I'm going to try to wait for a good weather forecast. I don't know what the weather forecast of Snowflake is the weekend of the 9th, but the weekend of the 9th, I've got several people who are prepared to come in. One of them said, hey, we can get this thing built in a weekend with what he's got. My neighbor actually up there in Snowflake, and I got some other folks in the Snowflake area that are ready to chime in and help. We've got some good folks that are wanting to help us out, guys. And one of them watches our channel here, and I actually had dinner with him up there one night, up there in the community that Old Geezer lives in. If y'all know Old Geezer, he's a friend of both Diamond and Rex and me, along with his lady, Cynthia. So hi to Old Geezer and Cynthia and the whole community up there. So Angie, we need so much hope and much more prayer. Amen. Amen, guys. Amen. I'm gonna have to talk about hope. You know, even in the worst of times, you got to have hope. And there's always hope. Don't ever give that up. Now, a lot of people are defeatist in our community. They think, well, we can't do nothing, and all these bad things are going to happen. Well, there's prophecies that are to happen. There's bad things to come, but we don't know the when and the wheres. And I think we get some input to that. Like I said, how we land in all that mess depends a lot on us. And it's just like Jonah and a lot of other prophecies. They're there for a purpose, and there's things that you can do to better your lot in the outcome of what all the storms that go on around you. But we got to help our kids. Our kids need hope. How do you expect them to prepare for any kind of future if they don't have any hope? How do you expect them to do anything but cop out if you're dumping gloom and doom on them all the time? In the prepping channel, it sounds like we're gloom and doom all the time, but no, we're really not. I've done videos. I've talked hope. I did a video called Hopium, I think, but I've done, and I've also do some lectures sometimes talking about the ills of communism and things like that, anyism. But then again, I'm not a big fan of government either, and that's what you're going to see some from Jason Avers now if we get a chance. We got some plans to cover some materials. Cha-Cha relocated. So Cha-Cha, did you move? Anyway, true weather, December 9th and 10th, and snowflake high 45, low 25, partly cloudy. Hey, if that's the kind of weather, that's great. That's great. That'll work as long as we ain't getting rain. My problem is if it's raining or snowing, I can't get up and down that hill to my property. If I can get up and down that hill, then we can work. Alaska Soul. Whoop. How much did I miss? I just turned on. Okay, Alaska Soul. We went through Alaska weather. It's right here. North Korea accuses U.S. of biochemical plot to assassinate. And then we got the Taliban looking for a tactical nuke. That's not good news, guys. There's nothing good about that. So just bringing these things up for your attention. Stop to share again. Halo. Back in Bama. You see this? This is my studio in Alabama. One of these days I'll have a similar studio in Snowflake. And this building I'm building. It's going to have basically 4 rooms. And one room of that building is going to be study studio, a working area for me. I need a place to work. Last was, oh shucks, I feel loved now, Greg. Well, hey, everybody here is loved. We're family. Greg, I lost my home, and oh yeah, that's right. I'm so sorry. Where you at now, Cha-Cha? Have you managed to recover? Yeah, that's rough. That is really rough. Yeah, at least Cha-Cha's alive. But that's tough. Kids definitely lost today. They are. The kids are lost. We don't have a future without the kids. If the kids cop out, if they don't have some hope, we don't have a future. The kids are our future. Our school systems have been a big bane and all that. And this is stuff I'm hearing a lot from Colonel Cole. Colonel Cole, the guy in the Army, spent some time as a school teacher. It was rather tragic what he saw and has encountered in his endeavors in that area. So I'm definitely going to have to speak to that. And so we're going to make a deal that third ID vet, only 30 minutes from Snowflake. Hey, maybe you might join us. 30 minutes, that's nothing in Arizona. It takes longer than that. It takes me longer than that just to drive to get a shower to Love's truck stop. A lot longer, like twice as long, just to go take a shower. Kids are brainwashed. They are. There's many things that are challenging our kids today. So we really need to work on that, guys. Yes, I'm recovering. We're glad to know that, Cha-Cha. Glad to know that. So it's late. We're not going to stay in here any longer tonight. Just wanted to get out a little bit of news to you guys because I missed a couple nights. There's a lot more to report, but we're going to hold off on some things. I'm going to do a special video talking to Chinese spy balloons again, so-called spy balloons, where they're more than spy balloons. I told you that. And we're going to talk about them as platforms for supporting their hypersonic weapons program, because apparently that's come out. It's a kind of I big told you so. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah, Cha Cha's had a tough time, guys. And she's a sweetheart in our channel. We all love Cha Cha. We love everybody in here, guys. So hot toast and butter with a sweet black tea. Okay, that would be a good breakfast. Alrighty, folks. Everybody just tell us where you're from. We're going to call it a night with that. We're going to get out of here tonight. It's late. It's really late, and I still got things to do before I can turn in. I got to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's a work day for me. I'm behind. I didn't get much done today traveling. I thought I'd get more done, but I didn't realize how much running across airports I was going to have to do. Holy smoke. I flew a regional flight from Sholo to Phoenix, and I had to change airlines. I went through TSA and Sholo. I thought, oh, this is neat. It's a small little place, get through TSA fast and easy. Then I had to do it all over again in Phoenix. And, you know, the part of the airport that the regional flew into versus the part that American was at was a long way apart. Quite a hike. And then I got to Charlotte, and I had to change from American Airlines to American Eagle, and that was another big, long hike. Holy smoke. Rough. Sweet home, Alabama. Yeah, I'm a sweet home, Alabama. Amen to that. So, South Korea. Yeah, South Korea is at risk to North Korea right now. Trenton, Gainesville, Florida. Yes, Nightman's wife. Oh, Gail Storm, are you in South Korea? Yeah, ask her about where you're from. Of course, Angie's in sweet home, Alabama. Hillsboro, West Wokistan, Chewy Weather, Joe City, Arizona. From Third ID Vet. Hey, Third ID Vet, email me at greg@greengregs.com if you can be available on the weekend of the 9th. Please, guys, don't email me that email for anything else. That's a business email. It's not for personal chat. Edmonton, Alberta for Scott Mack. Carolina. Hey, I was in the Carolinas, Jacob, just a couple hours ago. Let's see, Edmonton, Alberta. Hey, Scott, you're up there in the neighborhood of Arnold. University of California has just put out a video yesterday about wildfires, innovative tech for natural disasters. The speaker said something that stuck with me. Fire goes where water flows. That's interesting. All right. Colorado. How do you say that? Naturita? I don't know how to say that exactly, Jan. Cisco prayers. Yeah, guys, remember, there's several people on the channel now. I don't know if you remember in your prayer when you go to bed tonight. We'll do a prayer session maybe next time. It's just so late right now. Medina, Tennessee. Muscatine, Iowa. All right, Gail Storm, y'all too. Y'all too is scary everywhere now. It is scary, Gail. But we got to work together, guys. There's a lot we can do. And as CM3 always says, love is the answer. And so we'll speak to that for a minute. Because you know what, guys? It's like this. As light dispels darkness, love dispels hate. Don't forget that, guys. The world is full of hatred. The governments play us against each other, and they use hatred as a tool to further their political ambitions, to further taking money out of your pocket, to further taking your freedoms. Hate is the tool of Satan. It's how he gets your soul. He gets festered up inside of you. It gnaws at you like a cancer. It's one thing to have your body robbed from you with cancer and horrible things like that, but your soul is even more precious. To have your soul robbed from you is even worse. And if you harbor those things inside of you, it does eat at you. It gives you, when you harbor hatred, when you hold grudges, it eats at you. just go look. I think you'll find if you look around, people that have grudges and harbor hatred are a lot more likely to be attacked by autoimmune diseases. And a lot of it don't mean that anybody can't be hit by this. And some beautiful souls are hit by such ailments. But I think overall and large, the people that have these kind of emotions in them get ate up with that stuff a lot more. That's just been my observation in life, and I've seen this for decades, and that's what I see. Now maybe I'm wrong. My soul belongs to Jesus. There you go, Chewy. So George Coggins, must be nice to be indoors again. Yeah, it's cold in this house. Oh, I got some little space heaters. I don't have central heat. So I got a little space. At least I got a space heater. But it's struggling. It's not been in the house here for a while. So and I had to air it out a little bit when I first got in here. So the house is struggling. I got to get I had to go buy some new blankets because all my blankets are in Arizona except for the one I brought back got from Canadian Prepper. I did bring my pillow back. My pillow, my blanket, my CPAP, and like a pair of pants. That's what I put in my luggage. I bought a piece of luggage just to bring that back. And oh yeah, my overall travel kit, brought that back. So of course I had in the other bags all my computer stuff. Greg, we had to start using the wood stove. I bet. It's time for wood stove. I got a wood stove, but I hadn't got a building put it in yet. I got to put together a flue too. Why hold a grudge? Brain space on someone who doesn't pay rent. Good point, Gabby. Good point. Sounds less congested. Yeah, I'm better. All righty, folks. So, hey, I want to thank you, super chatters. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Just remember, this channel has been stomped on. We're not getting the kind of, we're losing subscribers every month. I'm losing about a dozen people a day, and that doesn't even make sense. That don't make sense. Am I that bad? Am I so bad I should have a dozen people unsubscribe a day? Of course, I get a lot of people telling me that they got unsubscribed. Oh, yeah. So I think that's a lot of it. So always check back to make sure you're subscribed. Check back to make sure that bell is banged. You may have to re-bang it. I've had to re-bang my bell on a lot of my favorite channels too. It's like, wait a minute, I haven't banged that bell. How come that bell ain't banged? Or how come I'm unsubscribed from these guys? I subscribed. So yeah, help me out, guys. We definitely need help. Angie, do not fear him who can only kill the body, but fear him who can kill the soul. Amen. Amen. That's what I'm talking about. Your soul is the most precious thing you got. Your soul, spirit within you. Because that is you. You're a spiritual being having a physical experience. John Taylor. Hello, John from Arizona. John Taylor. Thank you, John. Salute to John. Amen. Well, John, I'll be right back out there really soon. Good Lord willing. Good Lord willing. Yes, Henry Kissinger died. He at 100 years old. Henry Kissinger passed away. And I did show a little bit from him. He also, one of the things he said in his last interview that he gave, he also claimed that this whole thing between Hamas and Israel could inflame the entire Mideast. So this may be prophetic, guys. Things we are in perilous times. John Taylor, are you any kin to the Taylors that founded Taylor, Arizona? So good question there. Suits me too. One time I noticed I wasn't getting notifications. I haven't heard from you. Always check. There you go, Tracy. And that's the other thing to do. Just check back on my channel. Just check back. See if I posted the video or if we went live. Now, somebody was telling me they weren't seeing any, they thought like he was checking and said I hadn't done any videos in umpty weeks. It's because when you look under videos, that's what under YouTube, if it says videos, that's what I upload. When I go live, those come under the tab live now. They used to all be together, but they're not anymore. So when I've been in Arizona on this last occasion, when I'm out in my van, it's hard for me to put together a production where I upload stuff. I just don't have the resources. So I've been just going live. But my phone, which I've been going live from, is suffering. It's the battery in it, I think, is about shot. They told me I bought this phone as a 3-year payment plan. I said, really, my last phone, the battery died in 2 years. I said, you telling me the battery's going to be good for 3 years? I don't think it's making it. Quite frankly, it's not been quite 2 years, and this battery's going kaput. It discharges fast, and it's very hard to recharge. So that may limit me on my live sessions next time I'm out there. But hopefully I'll get Starlink set up in a place where I can do work similar to this. That is my hope, that I can bring you better content in the not too distant future, wherever I'm at. That's my goal. That's what I'm going to try to do. And I'm going to save showing what our good friend Rodney Middleton sent me from Australia to when he's in the house here. We did start late tonight, so maybe he'll join us next time. If I don't see him in the channel before I bug back to Arizona, I will show it anyway because he'll probably be watching. So just like David Rockefeller, 100 years old. Yeah, isn't it amazing how these Bilderbergers seem to just live forever? Isn't it amazing? David Rockefeller. And look at Soros. Oh my gosh. Holy smoke, guys. Last one, so if it's a super chat and message should be, if it's a super chat, his message should be in a box of yellow. Well, yeah, but sometimes it depends on what they give. It's not always yellow. Yeah. John Taylor gave us a super chat. That was yellow. So, but not all of them come out yellow. It depends on how they do it, how you put in the super chat. And you can put other characters and things in there. Super, I don't know, these little characters you can put in there, other stuff. Like CM3's, hers comes out a different color. So she can tell you about that and explain it. So, anywho, well, Angie, maybe we can catch up before I leave here, but I'm going to be out of here real soon. Yeah, Tracy, some things I really can't mention on here, but that may have something to do with it. I don't know. Some stuff that I just can't mention on this platform. In fact, there's a lot of stuff I can't mention on this platform. Sometimes you don't know what it is you can't mention. So, all right, we've been going 100 and, oh, we got 107 room. We've been going 72 minutes. We need to call it a night. Good to see you in familiar territory. Yeah, I'm familiar territory. One of these days, I'll have a room in Snowflake that looks a lot like this, maybe with the same stuff in it. I don't know if it's going to be all the same stuff, but, I'll definitely want to have my bookcase and my books and things like that out there. So, Alaska Soul, that's on my end. What is that? Alaska Soul, John, I'm just showing his normal chat. Oh, really? No, it was yellow on mine. It showed up yellow, so I don't know what's going on this platform. He did give us a nice little super chat. So, once again, thank you, super chatters. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you, mods. I appreciate everybody that's here. We're family. Don't forget it. We're family. And we're here to look out for each other. It's a proposition, this channel, to help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. Don't forget that either. But in order to do that, you got to keep your eyes wide open, the head on the swivel. That's why we all refer to my subscribers as swivel heads. I even got a channel I call Swivel Head News, but I tend to do more political stuff or a lot of little poems on there. I tell you to have a little fun. So I got to do more on Swivel Head News in the not too distant future. Maybe some more stuff on Galactic Greg's. And I got a lot of products I need to review on my Product Papa's channel. Since I've been doing some construction and getting various things I'm finding that work and don't work, I need to start covering that over on Product Papa's. Just finding time to do the videos has been a challenge, especially when I'm out in the wilderness, more or less, in a van. But we'll figure out a way to make it happen. Could be Northern Lights here. Yeah, the aurora is kicking up pretty good in some areas right now, and it may do a lot better with these solar storms coming in. So if you're not where it's raining, it's cloudy here. I have seen auroras here in North Alabama. They'll be red when you see them here. I have seen them here on rare occasions. Let's hope it stays rare. My head is spinning. Yes, Granny, I hear you. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves. God bless. And